The Dallas Cowboys from 1992 through 1995 were the best football team that we've ever seen, and here's why. For starters, they won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years, right? The only other team to do that was the New England Patriots from 2001 through 2004. If you compare the two teams, Dallas in the regular season was 49-15, New England was 48-16 during that time span. So in the regular season, things were pretty similar from that standpoint. However, that's kind of where the similarities end. If you go on to the average margin of victory for the regular season during that time span, New England had an average margin of victory of 6.6 points per game, while Dallas had one of 9.75 points per game. If you move on to playoff margin of victory, New England had a 6.96 average margin of victory in the playoffs during that 4-year time span. Meanwhile, Dallas almost doubled New England with an average victory of 12.67 points per game during the playoffs from 1992 through 1995. And one of the things that made the Cowboys so good was that they had no weaknesses. Offensively, from 1992 through 1995, Dallas ranked second, and third in total points scored. Defensively, they ranked 5th, 2nd, 3rd, and 3rd. So they were beating you on both sides of the ball. It wasn't just offense, it wasn't just defense, and more importantly, it was done with the same core of guys all 4 years. So it wasn't just the Cowboys beating your team 4 years in a row, it was the same guys too. By comparison, during their own 4-year run, New England's offense was 6th, 10th, 12th, and 4th in total points scored, and their defense was 6th, 17th, 1st, and 2nd. It's also understated that the Cowboys went through a head coaching change mid-dynasty. There's not too many times in sports history that that's happened and had immediate success like Dallas experienced, prior to and after a head coaching change. And you can't talk about the 90s Cowboys without talking about the triplets: Troy Aikman, Michael Irvin, and Emmitt Smith. And Troy Aikman actually gets some hate these days because his stats don't necessarily age well when compared to today's game. Just as an example, in 1992, Troy Aikman was 4th in the league in passing yards with 3,445. In today's NFL, that's not even going to sniff the top 10. But that's partly what made the Cowboys so good, is that Troy Aikman's role on the team was to be a leader and essentially a game manager, but he had the talent to be an elite passer. Then there was Michael Irvin, the playmaker. Like Troy Aikman, had his career cut short due to injuries. But during that 4-year span, Michael Irvin averaged 89 receptions, 1,392 receiving yards, and 7.5 touchdowns per season. And why were the touchdowns kind of low? Well, because Emmitt Smith was on the team. Emmitt Smith, from 1991 through 1995, had a 5-season run that is arguably the best individual run in NFL history. He was the rushing champion in 1991, 1992, 1993, and 1995. The only other 2 running backs to have done that 4 out of 5 years in NFL history are O.J. Simpson and Jim Brown. In the 4-year run between 1992 and 1995, Emmitt Smith averaged 1,614 rushing yards per season, 4.6 rushes per attempt, and 18.3 rushing touchdowns. He won the MVP and the Super Bowl MVP while being the rushing champion in 1993, and that was after holding out and missing the first 2 games, wanting to get a new contract from Jerry Jones. The Cowboys ended up losing both of those games, and basically Jerry lost all leverage and signed Emmitt. The Cowboys then would go on to only lose 2 more games the rest of the year. So there's really not a box that team didn't check. You can't even really compare them to any other teams in NFL history except for the 01 through 04 New England Patriots. For one NFL football team with the same stars to play at that level for 4 consecutive seasons hasn't been done before, and it's never been done since. And that's why, from 1992 through 1995, the Dallas Cowboys were the best football team that we've ever seen. Thank you for watching. Please remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.